Hey, today's video is about lighting and what we can do in easy ways and in more challenging ways to improve the lighting in our homes with age in place in mind. So whether we're already in a situation where we are a senior or we have a senior family member living in the home, or we are preparing for that, we're doing renovations, we want to think about what we can do so that our house our home, condo, house, apartment, whatever it is able to support us as we age. And taking into consideration that lighting is really key. So as we age, our eyes change. We are less able to receive the light that's there. We need more light to see better. Our perception of color changes. So some small adjustments can make a big difference in our overall environment when we think about lighting. And in general, lighting is extremely important to the design of a space. We want to have a lot of options for lighting so that we can adjust the lighting based on our use of that space. Whether that's I'm sitting at my desk having a Zoom call and I want to make sure I have lighting in front of me that lights me, or I'm sitting and relaxing in a chair in my living room and I want to read and I don't need the overhead can lights blaring down, but I do need a light that's going to allow me to read. When you consider as our eyes are changing and we need more light, if we have options to add those can lights when we're reading because we need a little more, or have a book light. When I'm sitting at my desk, I may want to have a desk light so that right here with the task I'm doing, when I'm not illuminated by a computer, I can see this. I may also want to have a light in the room. The lighting sets mood, so we don't want blaring lights all the time, but we want those lights available to us when we do need to add more light. And then we want the option to turn on a lamp, to have a softer mood. In our kitchens, we really want options. We want options where our tasks are happening. If I am slicing up with an apple with a sharp knife, I want to see really carefully what I'm cutting. If I am washing the dishes, I want to see all the stuff on there that I got to clean off, right? So we often have can lights in our kitchens that are slightly behind us, and then we become the shadow over whatever we're doing on the counter. When we're walking around in the evening, we want to be able to see where our feet fall and what we might accidentally trip over, particularly if we're getting up in the dark and we're making the way from the bedroom to the bathroom, which is a common journey for many in later years and not so later years, in middle years as well. So there are a lot of different lighting options that we can consider. And I want to share with you some of these so that you can see that it is really easy, actually. It doesn't take a full renovation. You can bring in some variety and some additional lighting, and it doesn't have to be ugly. It doesn't have to be cumbersome. It doesn't have to be expensive. There's lots of ways to bring lighting in. So just this one slide, I've pulled in a whole bunch of different lights to consider. We have our overhead light. Then I'm saying at my desk, I have a desk light. An adjustable one like this is awesome because I can move it to where I need it to be on my desk so that I can really see what I'm doing. Pendant lights are great to add a little ambiance, to add where we're sitting, perhaps at a kitchen island, but can also add that task lighting, for example, over the sink when I'm cleaning some dishes. A lamp is a nice addition in any room. It can add a little bit of design touch. It can also add a softer light. And then we might get into some more practical stuff. So, did you know that you can get lighting in your closet through an actual lit closet rod? And these are not expensive. This really helps as our eyes age and colors are a little more challenging. They're not as differentiated. But even honestly before that, how many times have you grabbed something out of a closet in the morning? It's not really bright out. You grab it, you think it's navy blue, you get outside, it's black. That stuff happens. Great to have the closet lit. This interesting looking thing here in the middle is actually a piece that is an under counter light. You wouldn't actually have to see what this looks like, but it will provide the light under your counters. I just want to pop past this light switch for a minute. These LED light strips you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of your home good appliance and tool hardware stores, and install these really just about anywhere. Some of them have little remote controls. They can go under your counters. These can be things that you could do under your cabinets so that you have lighting along the bottoms where you might stub a toe in the middle of the night, perhaps under the vanity in the bathroom, for example. Another idea around this is straight here down the bottom. There are motion sensitive lights. So I do not like to have a nightlight in my bedroom. It keeps me awake. I have one in the bathroom. I think that's great, but I don't want one in my bedroom. However, if lighting at night is of concern as you're aging, getting up a lot, you could have a motion sensitive light that only comes on when you move and can be down at that foot level so that you're not putting a light in your face, but you can see where you're walking. Tripping hazards are a big concern for all of us, but as we age, trip and falls are a big risk. It tends to be that once someone falls, they're at more risk of falling again. So let's prevent those by being able to see our path as we walk. Another way to bring some light to a hallway and also make it very easy to find the switches are these illuminated light switches. Some of them have, I love this here, it's actually projecting light down so you can easily see it and it's giving a little bit of light to that area. I have one in the hallway that just has a little light along the slider. It's not enough to illuminate the area, but I can see where my light switch is. And then all of the smart technology, it really makes it so easy to ensure that lighting is coming on where needed and when needed without having to move into a dark space to turn it on. With the smart technology, the smart plugs, the smart bulbs, you are able to speak out loud and have even an overhead light go on, a lamp turn on, or you can schedule these so that things come on at certain times. If you know that you're going to be in the back of your house for a lot of the day, and as you come to the front of your house, perhaps to make dinner, and the sun's gone down, you're not coming into a dark space. All of these things can really add to the safety in your home and the beauty in your home. The more and better you can see and use your space the way you want to, the lovelier the experience is going to be, and the more able you're going to be to age there well. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to learn more about aging in place design, please visit my website and reach out anytime. Please like and share the video.